lots more health, and also going to be more aggressive. Solely built my character to a specific way. That's right, I won't be able to use certain things, but that's all good. Server connections. So yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I've basically... Where is it? Of, I'd rather sit there and look at a female character than a male. Anyway, as you can tell, I've got the event armor from the Surge, or the Surge Siege one, where it involved a whole heap of people, and you sit there and you farm the same creature over and over. I actually don't know how to pronounce its name, so I don't bother. Goddess, Gold Goddess, or Goddess Gold, fucking something stupid. Don't mind my language. I've got an attack gem on, which is attack boost 3. Internet connection's not exactly the best, but okay, I'll still try and do this. Vitality Mantle, Dragon Proof Mantle to increase some of the dragon priorities, such as my dragon damage and all the rest. As you can tell, I'm doing 20% affinity, which means actual extra critical damage. The attack itself is at 683. My hunter rank's nothing special. My health itself is nothing special. Same with my stamina. Low Elder Seal, which is not too bad. 230. Dragon attack. Defense 485. Fire's not too bad. Perfect. Okay. Attack boost 4. Defense boost 4. Dragon attack 3. Alright, I'm gonna try and quickly kill this thing as quick as possible. Let's see how this works. Dragon attack duel on the sword. Doubled that up. So I should do a whole heap of dragon damage. Where's my dragon proof mantle? Oh, just being in this environment's done a decent amount of damage to me. Use a cool drink, even though I don't need it now. We're in a different area than before. Interesting. Now, why are you running away? You can't be that scared now, can you? Interesting.
I will be waiting to hear some good news. Sir.
The Marquis Council is a key player for those who support peace. It doesn't sit well with us that he is
Just because.
What can you?
And of course that's my mate in the background. Let's do this. Oh, I didn't get the jump on that. Oh well. Alright, let's see how quick I can do this. Might as well use the lock on. I don't want to know about that. That's your lifestyle. Don't tell me that. Let's see. Oh, so I'm trying to make this a little hard on me. Okay. Feel free to try. So glad I actually decently know your attack pattern as well, so that's good. Oh no, I don't want to miss this opportunity, come on. Oh, I need to work on that wind resistance. Place down the trap. Alright, get to the other side. Now I can see you doing a rolling move. Okay. You proved me wrong on that one. Now I swear there is a gold pinch on you. Now I should probably worry about my health a lot more. Nah, I should be fine. Oh no, you actually got me. Oh no. Alright, this is going a little more different than expected. Oh yes, finally, score! Oh, if they actually capture you, that'd be awesome. Oh, there goes your tail. Perfect. Nope. Alright. Grab the tail. Now sadly this is going to take me just over 10 minutes. Oh, I was actually hoping to get that.
Alright then, fine. You have permission. Now you
No, stuffed that one up pretty badly. Now I have seen some ridiculous builds that they can take a whole heap of damage, especially from a Devil Joe. Now that's just insane. And I have been working on making that type of build, but to be perfectly honest, I just don't really see the point. Now you're gonna put me to sleep. So this is going to be a fun match. Oh no, you actually got me. That's right. There's only one spot you'll be able to be in now. And I just wasted a potion. Ah, that's one thing I did not want to do, but okay.
Are you from the hotel chauffeur? Huh?
Alright, get up here.
That's why I would like you to smile.
Now, I wonder if I have any traps on me.
I will be happy
No, but I can craft some.
by the paper and a tackle lay on the day of her big presentation. I would like you
Now, I actually wish that they could change the amount of traps you can actually carry with you, because that would be good. At least about, say, 10 shock traps, 10 net traps. That would be pretty decently boss. Now, when I say boss, I mean that would be very, very good and majorly handy. Alright, now I'm just going to try and capture you. Oh, sweet, you're going the exact same place I needed you to go. Oh, no you don't. Come on. I need you up here, buddy. Yep, come on, chase me down. Alright, grab them. Show up here a little bit more. And the Basilgeist is now in the pit shop. Of course you do. Kamikaze to blow the crap out of me. Now, do I have any pods that can get rid of you? No. Okay then. Oh no! You kicked me off. And you're now hungry, so what I need to do is try and mount you. Alright, come on, big guy.
What you need to do right now is figure out when and where the piper is planning to strike.
Bring back my lighter. I don't even have the lighter. I don't even have the lighter.
And you run away. Well, there goes that idea. Now I wonder if I can find some poo. Surprisingly.
Really? Why would I have his lighter if I have my own? Two good ones.
Of course, the basil dice.
Put it in his head. Hey, look. He was holding his lighter in his hand the entire time.
I still don't care.
Just still funny as fuck.
Come on, I need you to leave this area. Or just drop dead, whichever one works. Or you drop me dead, that works too. Okay, this is turning out to be a little bit more trickier than I expected. It's not exactly going the way I wanted it to, but that's alright, I'll still do this. 18 minutes. Which means I have exactly how long left for you? 13 minutes remaining. Alright then. I still find that absolutely insane with all the builds that I've seen. Major attack attacks, major defense, resistances. Like, there are some pretty insane shit from insane players. And the main thing I've noticed is it's mostly Japanese people that has done it all already, and then they just tell certain people what they've done and how they've done it. But then there is a couple of others that just work it out as they go and they experiment, which is pretty much what I'm doing. But I've seen this really tanky defense one. Oh no, you actually got me. Okay then. Alright, well, that was actually pretty ridiculous. That didn't go anywhere near as the way I planned it to. Pretty sure that was also my last attempt on him too. Oh, but I did get the jaw, which is one thing I did need. Now, surprisingly, I'm pretty rich in this, so can't exactly be a broke person. It's a good thing. One of the perks. Now, there's a lot of ways that you can do certain things. Your decorations that you put onto your armor and your weapons do help quite a fair bit. and the augmentations which you unlock after fighting the Kirin, which is basically your Hunter rank 50 area. Xeno'jiiva is somewhat tricky, but can be done on your own. Same with all of them really, but it just depends on how you play your cards and how you do it all and all the rest. It's pretty much the same with any and every creature. Oh, speed healing charm 2. Yes. I'm going to need to grab that. Go to the workshop. But yeah, nah. I've said too many times as it is now, which I apologize for. Alright, so if I go to the charm that I'm going to increase, if I just remember where it is. Nope, that's my dragon one. Now, if I've gone past it like several times, I'm not going to be happy. Speed healing. I did so. What do you know? Oh, okay, so you now require Hazalazak's gem. Interesting. Doubles the speed which you heal. That actually seems pretty damn good to equip, so I'm thinking I'll go to the box. I'll go here. Now this is what's increasing my attack from 1 to 4. So if I was to decrease that, I'd have my defense at 7, which is the max it can go, but it's not where I want it to be. Stun level 3, naturally at 2, so that's not too bad. This armor's got some pretty decent buffs and debuffs. Now the only main can worry about recovery of health, or more so just keep it the way I've got it. With my declarations, this is what I've got and where they're all placed. I'm one of them type of people where it's got to be at least somewhat decently tidy, roughly all near the same area, but depending on the certain type of gem slots, for example, some are smaller, some are the real big wide ones. Each one has its own variable place to be put. So I've got my free meal, which doesn't always work, so I'll change that out with the scent hound. Let's see, where did you go? Where did you go? Scent jewel, scent hound, yes. And with this one here, now I'm somewhat tempted to go back with how I originally had it, which was the sliding jewel 2. It does increase your affinity by 30 shortly after, straight after sliding. You've got a short time period. I'd have to say it only lasts for about maybe a good 20-30 minutes, give or take, depending on how many times you just keep sliding and doing damage and all the rest. But the throttle jewel, which is basically your latent power, over time after fighting, yeah, it slowly increase your affinity and stamina depletion. is lessened, so it's a good thing. Now, as far as I'm concerned and known, this only works for the weapons that don't have any elemental damage at all. I've been told that it takes away the element and gives it more attack, but I'm not too sure how that actually works. So I need to do some more looking into on that one, and the best way to do that is to try it out. Thunder resistance, I don't need to worry. You would be a good one, which is the Fortery. Fortery works pretty well, it can be stocked up to twice. I found it more effective to carry 2 than just the 1. But depends on how you want to be.
Yes, I apologize, mistress. With the morale of the Imperial soldiers has soured, and I'm afraid...
Now if I go to this, I've got the attack gem on. Oh no, the attack charm. Depending on what I'm fighting and how I'm fighting it, depends on whether or not I change it up a bit. The friendship jewel, which is also your wide range, that's pretty effective. It definitely works very well. So if you're using like a demon drug, which increases your attack power, and you've got one of those items on you that basically increases your attack power anyway, you don't have to worry anywhere near as much. So in a way, if I was to look at all my stats the way they are now, and then look at my items, this is what's happening and how it happens. These are the main 4. Power Charm, it's an amulet that strengthens your attack. Just carrying this gives you demonic strength. You can only carry 1, unfortunately. Then we got Power Talon, a charm that strengthens attacks and its effects are amplified by the dragon parts that it contains. Armor Charm, same thing, but makes you more like a stone, so you're that bit more harder to take out and just takes so much less damage. And then you got the same thing with the Armor Talon, which is same thing with the dragon parts. No real big difference. Grab that. I did take on a tainted Hazalazak, as some people seem to think, and knowing him as a undead dragon. He's not actually undead, he's just wearing the corpses, in case anyone didn't really know. He's pretty powerful and pretty tanked, especially when tempered, sorry. I keep getting them confused between tempered and tainted. Sorry again with the does happen. Can be quite tricky, very annoying. Now these are pretty good. I've still got to work out how to use them, so I'm still getting around to that. It can be tricky, but just depends. Just got to use them after a while, and you get used to it, and then you know what you're doing. But what I need to do is, because I don't use any type of weapons that are a gun type, I can sell the ammo, sell the berries, and anything to do with making ammo. I don't need to worry about ammo, so anything with ammo or ammo related, basically delete, or basically sell, sorry. But that's me. Everyone's different. Some people use weapons such as your bows, axes, charge axe, no, switch axe, sorry, which is what it's called. Charge blade's actually pretty good. I do like that, especially the new ones that they've added in for the short limited time. I ended up farming the event while I could. It's pretty good. I like it. It's Dante's from Devil May Cry. It's not going from the original Rebellion. It's more going from the ever first proper Rebellion, from the original number 1, 2, and 3, but mainly number 1 and 2 for the Rebellion. The Rebellion with the skull on it is more so number 3, with 3 version of the Rebellion. I'm going to keep one of each one so that way it stays in a nice, tidy, neat order. Alright, now I'm in the 80s. I wish there was a faster way to do that. Be so much easier. Sell all my trade-in items all the way through.
Even by a pure tactical viewpoint, rescuing the princess is a much more plausible approach to all this.
Now, I realistically wouldn't recommend this, but I'm doing it anyway, so I can't really say anything. I'm drinking Jack Daniels with Coke, of course, the cans, while playing Monster Hunter. It's not too bad. I like my playstyle. Could be better with all the equipment that I've got, but not much I can really do there until I improve it all. Still working on a few armor pieces, and if I was to go out and do a normal hunt capturing wise, I would have to use a different armor set. So for example, I'd have to use my Kirin armor set. It's that little bit weaker, but it's more effective and definitely gets the job done. Now, I can't help but to always put things in order, or the game's variation of order. It just puts it in a nice, neat, tidy area, all set up perfectly for you. You can't lose track of where you are with all your creatures that you've slayed and killed. Your gems and all the rest sit in perfect spots. Can't miss a single thing. It's all set by monster wise, so anything that's not in order from the monster that you got it from, that would be because it's not in the effective order. So I do the R3, which is auto slot or auto sort. So it sorts the items out for me and just puts them into that little category of where you got it, creature wise and all the rest. So it puts it in a nice little neat tidy pile. Ooh, Warrior's Streamstone Blade. That's one thing I need, but I don't need it. The one for the hammer is actually pretty good. I do like it. but I'm not one for hammers, and unfortunately you can't trade certain items. They've now changed it completely. You can only transfer certain items over with each variation on how to do it. Certain items can be transferred, certain ones can't. Originally they had it so that way any original item that would fit in your pocket, or in your pouch as people call it, you could transfer them over to someone else. The only main ones that you couldn't transfer over at the time, before they fixed it all up, was your Armor Talon, Power Talon, and your Armor Charm and Power Charm. They were the main ones you couldn't transfer over, as well as anything you originally got from your monster, or you've picked up for your armor materials or your weapon materials. That's pretty much still the same, but they've also changed it to certain items you can't transfer now, that do sit in your pouch, which is kind of upsetting. A very big disappointment. A little upset with that. I think they should change it back to the way they had it, for the whole item transferring and whatnot. But also being able to transfer certain item parts would also be very, very handy. So if someone's got like a whole heap of materials that they didn't need and someone else needed, they could just be like, here you go, have fun, do what you need to, you know, we're in the same squad, same team sort of thing, feel free. But unfortunately you can't really do that. If they did like a sharing thing where if you're both in the same squad and you go to your materials and you know you want to forge something and it takes it from both people, that would be a lot more upsetting. Where if you could just transfer the item, that would be so much better. So if they fix that and change that around, that'd be absolutely sweet. That I would be absolutely thrilled on. But not much can be done for that. I'll take off the auto for that. But if I pick up any extra... Actually, I don't want to worry about that as much now. Basilgeist Talon, Basilgeist Talon. Now, I don't know why per se, but I've got 3 armor charms and 3 power charms, as well as what's sitting in my pouch, which is not too bad. It's pretty good. I like it. So it, in a way, I'm doing more dragon damage than anything else, as well as that extra defense. So either way, my power and defense are both amplified, so I don't have to worry as much, which is a good thing. Could be worse, much, much worse. Now, I'm somewhat actually thinking that with majority of the people that I have seen play this, what I reckon they have done would be stock up on a whole bunch of the Power Talons and the Armor Talon. Both lots of those Talons, I reckon, would have to be the biggest thing that they've actually stocked up on. It would explain a lot to do with the strength and the attack power that they do. You could sell the item, but there's no real major point. You don't get that much money for it compared to anything else that you can sell. So it's more of the whole just sit there, let it stock up in your item box, all the rest of that. But you can only carry one of each one, so you can only carry one, as you can see. Now I'm somewhat thinking that if you have more power talons with the armor talons. That will increase your attack as well as your defense so much more. I want to do it, but at the same time I'm very hesitant. I will hesitate mainly and solely for the simple purpose of I'm not exactly 100% sure how that works. So I hold back for now, but it won't stop me from making more power charms, armor charms, and the same thing with the talons, so the charms and the talons. I'll still make a whole bunch of each. Now, as you can see, I've got 3 of the power and 3 of the armor, but with the actual charms I've only got 1 of each. In my inventory as well as my item pouch, as well as my item box. So basically both lots of inventories. One carries more than the other while you're running around in your pouch, but back at the base you've still got a whole bunch of other extra items. Now, if anyone actually knows the story behind the power talons and the armor talons as well as the charms, feel free to comment down below and let me know your opinion on it. And if my conspiracy theory is right, and the more you have the better, definitely let me know, because that will help out a lot. And then I'll do another video after I've done a lot more and see how things go, just to increase my attack and defense. But yeah, no, I've seen a lot of builds doing all sorts of different things. Very interesting and can be done. Make 4 of them. Put that in order. Put that in order. Now, I knew there was one thing missing, which was the flash pods. But that's okay. I need to go to... So anyway, I'm pretty sure that was the very last one that I actually had for my investigations on that creature. Yes, it was. So now I'm going to go try and capture a Riden-Reper. And the fun part with them is that they automatically adapt to traps and flash pods and all that other sort of stuff very quickly and a lot more easily. Now, when I say adapt, it's they become more immune each and every time you continuously use it. So in order to capture the Riden-Reper, I'm going to be very careful with my traps and my flash pods. I'm not going to use them until I see a major difference in what he's doing and how he does what he does. I'm still getting used to the tempered monsters in total. I have taken on a few Elder Dragons tempered wise, and they are pretty powerful, a lot more powerful than usual. The tempered Kirin is one of the best ways to do a lot of gathering for your augmentations, because the first tempered Kirin you actually fight through your main campaign. It's pretty tricky and annoying. Can be done, but once you've done that, you then unlock the ability to have your augmentations, and with any luck you won't have to worry as much, but you will need to go out and slaughter, hunt down and capture or kill a whole bunch of tempered monsters in order to get the ability to do a lot of augmentations. As you can see, depending on the variation, color, rarity of each weapon, as well as your armor, depends on the type of materials that you need. So the only main big difference that changes is the bottom one. The middle one basically stays the same. Your top one and your bottom one change vary depending on what you want to put on. So a lot of stocking up and making sure you've got everything you need works pretty well. I learnt my lesson. I was first originally started off making a whole bunch of different armor pieces, when I should have just left all the armor pieces, just worked on all the swords, all the long swords and all the trees in order to make what I needed. But I've got a female character which is going to be a lot more tankier and beast than this female character, which is my second one. But yeah, as I've learnt from playing on my main one, that my second female character, which was my main priority female at the time, not too far in the story wise, but not exactly the worst character that I've got, or my best. Definitely not my best. My best one would have to be this one. I've got my own little guild, aka squad. Squad guilds are pretty much the same thing. You don't really get any big extra perks or bonuses. I've also worked out, if you're going to do the siege monster, the gold one, you can do it on your own, but it will be pretty hard and pretty tricky. But if you do it with a 4-man team, it does become a lot more trickier and harder. The main reason is the sole purpose of the multiplayer aspect. It does, when kick in, it changes the health, increases it, and its attack and its main actual damage output also is increased, so not just its health. Slightly got better defense, but I wouldn't say that much better, but it has improved a bit. It doesn't really show you or tell you, but it does make that slight difference. If you're not using the right weapon that does a decent amount of power damage to it, then you're not really going to know the difference. Or you'll be able to tell a big difference, sorry. But if you're using a weapon that it's weak to, then you won't really be able to tell the major big difference. So that's why I ended up going with the playstyle that I went with, which was to basically cover each and every single tree line that is for the longsword. As you can see, I've got 2 of the same tree line here. That's only because as it branches off, it then becomes that slightly more different weapon. It pretty much goes from sleep to then fire as a split off, or you can keep it in the sleeping tree. I'd recommend more so keeping it in the sleeping tree than putting it in the fire tree. But the fire tree does do a lot more damage, but the effects of the element is not as powerful. That's pretty understandable. Not much can be done. But if I was to pick between the Basil Gaius Weapon 2 and the Wyvern Blade Indigo, I would probably have to go with the Wyvern Blade Indigo. just more so on the basic attack power as well as the element. As you can see, the attack power is that little bit more weaker, where this is doing 660, and this one here is doing 627. The fire output's a lot better, as you can tell. 120, 240. The affinity's actually pretty good. That's 15. Well, this one's got -10. So as you can tell, the Azure Rathalos blade works a lot better. With the sharpness, I'd probably say it's a decent tie, except there's a big massive chunk of blue sharpness, more so on this one than the other, but that's not going to stop me from trying to get each and every single one at the last tree. As I scroll down more, you can see where I'm at and what I'm working with and what I'm working towards. I'm in the middle of going for this one. It's somewhat tricky, but can be done. If you want to know how you do the Hunter King coin, Rathalos coin, and like all the coins for your creatures and monsters and whatnot, it's actually pretty simple and pretty easy. I'm going to be working on getting the sword as it is anyway. If I can't find one, a quest for the Rathalos or the other creature that I need, I'm just going to go for the Hunter King coin. I've still got to get at least a good 2 more of them, 4 of each of the others, and I've also still got to work on getting the Devil Joe weapon in its second form. I did once have it in its second form as well as the first, but I ended up getting rid of the second evolution of it accidentally when I was just shortly before the event completely stopped for the gold creature. I was very, very upset and disappointed on myself on that. It was a complete accident, and I couldn't recover my data to get it back at all, which was very, very upsetting and disappointing for me, but I've learnt to run with it and just keep going. As you can see, each one has its own unique perks and abilities. Certain ones have the declaration slots at so only the 1 slot, but it's up to power of 3, well, gem 2. This one here's got gem 2, gem 1 slots, which is pretty good, pretty OP and powerful as well. Now you can tell that I've gone more so the bottom tree for this. I couldn't help myself. The only main big difference is your peak performance. I would rather minus that 1 peak performance for the extra gem slot than having that extra peak performance and then just the 1 gem slot with only 1 gem, like gem size 1, where I can just get a gem size 2 or 3 and chuck that in instead. Works a lot more better and more effective, but you do lose certain perks by like a level or so, or even a perk in total, depending on the level. I like this build with what I've got. It's pretty good. Kinda wish I could change it up a little. The main reason why I went with B more than I went with A A for alpha, B for beta is how they've done it in this. But I go A for alright and B for best. That's the way I do it. Like the better gear and the alright gear. So that's how I do the whole alphabetical order for this with the A and Bs. As you can see, the sharpness does go up if I was to have A on instead of B. Now there is a lot of conversation and a lot of conspiracy theories to do with the sharpness reaching a purple. I've never seen it in total. I've not actually seen anyone with one, or even myself reach that. I am still trying to work out on whether or not it can be achieved. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of others stating that it can be reached, but whether or not you can actually get it is just that slight little difference in stories. But I will end up working on trying to find a way to increase the sharpness to a purple if it can be done. If it can't, I'll just post up a video stating that the conspiracy theories on purple sharpness is not actually true. It's pretty disappointing and doesn't work the way it should, but there's not much you can do. But yeah, as you can see, so far what's actually known to proper belief, white sharpness is the sharpest. If you were to reach to a purple, I would love to actually see how that works and what you did. Now, I'm somewhat thinking you actually can reach the purple, because the hand-eye craft is pretty much the main big key in order to increase your sharpness, and can be very, very effective. So I'm just trying to see if there is a way that it can be done.
I'm a little hurt I didn't get a call when you were about to get into a fight. Remember, I'm always here to help. Just let me know what I can do.
We're here to assist wherever you need us. You know you can always count on us, sir. You guys are the best. Let's do this.
Remove all that.
Here's what we're gonna do. We need Dory and Lele in the house. I will disguise myself as a cook and we'll walk over to the front gate. Karaka and Kuribayashi follow Tuka and infiltrate the rear. Tuka, I want you to use your slumber magic. Tomika, you and the old man will cover our escape. No problem, Chief. Kurokawa and Yao will try to find the...
Oh, we have a Devil Joe, Part Breaker, and Handcraft. That works pretty well.
You are going to be hiding inside the rack that I will be pulling. Once inside, you will split into...
Speed eating won't help.
Once they're safe, we're going to meet with Karada, and then we all drive like hell out.
Part Breaker is actually a very good one to have. Latent Power, not so much.
Well, the main objective will be to rescue the prisoners, but if that dumbass Chris does something stupid again, have at it.
But the Part Breaker does work pretty well.
Why would they let you in? Even with Dory and Lele accompanying you. I'm sure they must be watching out for the JSBF presence. Oh, they won't. I won't be going in until they won't see us. Maybe they'll walk in the park. I never said that I would
never picked this part of the web, and she's been dead for thousands of years.
I thought this thing was supposed to feel lighter with the engine running.
Well, we can't move through things, so we don't have looking suspicious.
You don't have to worry about that. Hey there, Skinny. Looks like pretty heavy load.
So as far as I can tell,
City of business. Palace is under strict guard. We cannot allow anyone through without permission.
I am Lele. I'm from the Coda village. The princess requested our presence here.
carving pro, that would actually work pretty well.
Would like to speak to us about defeating the flame dragon.
Oh, so you're the ones. Please, excuse us, my lady.
Here's our invitation.
Wait, hey, what the? Don't be an idiot. You can't leave your wagon blocking the gate. Bring it inside. Yes, sir. But come on in, please. Right this way. Make yourself at home. Hey, you guys!
I did not pay attention to what I was doing just then. Now, as you can see, I am looking into that slight spike. There's one for windproof, which would be pretty good for me.
The order of the rose were only following the orders given by the emperor himself.
So are you saying that allowing the enemy to get inside the imperial capital was the emperor's idea?
What?
Or she's feigning ignorance?
Zora Maglos was actually pretty good. That did help me run through this all the way to the high ranking gear. And getting it in the high ranking gear itself was pretty beast. I pretty much had the B gear more than I had the A gear. It was just more effective and that slight bit more better for me. So I didn't worry as much when I should have went more with the B. Well, the A more than the B, but as you can tell with the A, you don't really get those little extra gem slots for your decorations. So I just left it.
How did you get in here? Don't come any closer, or I will use those things.
Now where's that little spike in the white? There it is.
What am I to do with you? I have complete faith that you would never even think about abandoning the Empire. But it is a fact that the Order of the Rose assisted the
Oh no, you've got iron skin and defense boosts. That's not too bad. 2 lots of defending in that. Works pretty well, I guess. Could be a lot worse. You can also get the gems and decoration jewels in order to increase your weapon sharpness as well, but I haven't received any or gotten any given to me, so I can't really say or be 100% too sure on that one. So I'm a little disappointed on that, but that's right. Now that's handcraft 1. I need a handcraft 2 or 3. And if I can find one with a part breaker, that would work immensely well. Leap of Faith is not too bad, but I wouldn't recommend it. I myself just wouldn't recommend it, especially for my own build and the way of my playing style. So with the way I play, it's just that little extra difference than most. Now, when it comes to the special ammo boost and all that sort of stuff, that Xenogeva's armor and certain others. Now, there is a special ability behind the ammo boost. It just doesn't majorly tell you them. With the special ammo boost itself, each one does vary depending on the type that it is. But I have known, and definitely depending on your playstyle, you see where it says free element and ammo up. Now the free element and ammo up is pretty much that extra oomph you need for your attack and whatnot. Draws out 100% of the hidden element and extends clip size of most ammo. So basically what it's actually stating is that it unlocks all weapons hidden elements and abilities. So per se, if a element weapon you have perfect example, the longsword that I've got, dragon damage decently high, pretty OP. It's got extra jewels on it to make it more powerful and do more attack. It's pretty much got my attack gems on it.
Hey, Chief, you need a ride? Right on time. Don't worry, you don't have to sit on my lap. Plenty of room in the back.
But as you can see, it says it basically right there, free element and ammo up. It tells you the main basics without actually telling you. It's not the best, and it's definitely not the worst. But what I'm looking for is a set of gauntlets which has what I need on it. Know your handcraft 1 and sharpening stone up 1, that's not too bad.
Great. Everyone's here. Hang on, this is gonna be close.
Now it seems that I can only find hand-eye craft 1 or handicraft 1. Flinch Flea, which is not too bad. I actually like it. Xenogena Divine, Razor Sharp, Spare Shot, with the extra little ability on it. As you can see, it says halves. It halvens the sharpness loss for bows and bow guns. Shots for a chance not to expend to all the rest. Now, I like the sharpness loss more so than the weapon side of the gun side of it all. Like for your bows and all the rest. Just makes it that little easier and better. But as I said before, it just depends on your play style and what you want to go with for your setup. Where the fuck is it? Because there should be one. in here. No, I don't need that. As you can see, I've got majority of the hidden armor that doesn't have a full set. I've seen a whole heap of people and a lot of photos that doesn't show you all the extra little bits and pieces, which is kind of sad. So like this one here, for example, like your little boots that look cool but not exactly the coolest. Mix and match is pretty great. Can't seem to find it. Either that or there isn't one. What the fuck was that for?
Yeah, trying to get a reaction.
You're not going to get a reaction for being stupid. I'm not Jacob.
Yeah, it's a bit too easy with Jacob now.
Yes, it frightens you. I appreciate this. I can't thank you enough for rescuing me.
No, can only find Handicraft 1 or Hand-Eye-Craft 1. Just depends on how you want to say it and how you pronounce it.
My primary objective now is to get you out in someplace safe. After that,
That's actually pretty disappointing.
yes, that came with the director of the
So there you have it.
But if we're going in to save the princess, then we would need to rescue the emperor as well. We need to be seen as an alliance. If you were joined by the emperor and the pro-peace representative,
The Handicraft would be all the way up.
there's only one traitor within the imperial regime.
It works well, but I wouldn't say it's the best.
I'm glad you're okay. And the Senate representatives have all been evacuated to
So what I'm going to quickly do is...
get there tomorrow. On horseback, that always took us several days, but with this contraption, our road has gotten smaller.
Father, Zorka is trying to create mass confusion within the country. Stop him. Please speak with him and make him listen to reason.
There's no point in my contraption. Your brother won't even pretend to listen to what I have to say alone. No, I think it's best we go along with Japan's plot. Civil war is now ending. Ina, I'm making you the crown princess of the empire.
What? You want me?
Yes, my dear. I want you to be the voice to establish a legitimate government and to lead the opposition against your brother.
No, Father. I cannot go against him.
It will be up to you. The choice will be yours to do what you think is best. You can seek to make peace with him, or you can divide the empire in two. The time is now. You are the ones to decide our future.
Oops. So there you have it. Majority of what's needed. Part breaker 1, not too bad. So it damages each part individually. Weapon sharpness plus 50, as you can tell. 5 times better. Now I've basically got it on each and every piece of armor that I've got, but it can only be stacked up to 5, unfortunately.
I am doing to wipe the prison. To take revenge for my country defeat.
It's basically stacked up to 7, but it will only go to 5 at max,
I vowed the empire be obliterated.
which is kind of sad and disappointing, but there's not much you can do. And there you have it at the sharpest you can get it through your natural armor. Now I'm thinking of gathering each and every single bit and slowly equipping them, just to see what it would look like if you were to slightly amp up and change it around a little. Now I've already got the Negigante A gauntlets, so I don't have to worry. Now there's many ways of actually saying Neodonte, Negigante, or Negigante, however you want to say his name. I just say Negigante in total. It's just easier, and I'm pretty sure that's how you're supposed to say it anyway.
I do hereby entrust the Empire's government to you. The realm is yours to rule. Take good care of our country. Your time is now.
My heart and soul are true to the Empire, and I swear I will lead this country to prosperity, in peace with
I'm actually going to take a quick screenshot of that, and
Are you actually crying?
Hey there. Are you okay?
Well, what is this?
Oh.
We've been seeing each other.
We're kind of a thing now. Ever since I was sent back to Japan a while back.
I couldn't see anything before, but we're expecting a baby.
increases the attack and the affinity, which is not too bad.
The language barrier.
You got hurt because of my personal antenna.
Yes, I did.
I like it. Gets rid of the defense boost.
Until I get better.
I think I can do this. The last is alright.
Yeah, and it'll all be totally legal, I swear.
When did all of this happen? This is not fair! Why does everybody suddenly have a secret except me? Because you're easily filled and a little bit loud. I'm not gonna die! Oh, wait, I just realized the chief isn't here to celebrate. Where is he?
Yeah, he's not here.
No shit.
Okay, so, you know how he feels about all his otaku hobbies and everything? Well, he sorta had somewhere to be.
It's been too long. Can you believe it's been a year? Finally, the event I've been dreaming about. Sorry, Princess. I just could not let an opportunity like this pass me by. I had to do this. I shall be redeemed from last year. I'm finally here. And if we don't put an end to it right now, yeah, things have been a little bit crazy lately, but I'll just leave that in the past.
Divine Blessing's pretty good. I do like it.
Not very fair if you're the only one having fun, Daddy. Tell me, will you please give me the bookstore?
How did you get here?
We asked the delightfully mustachioed Hakama for permission to visit, but only under the strict condition that you would take care of us.
What? Why does he hate me? Look here. I'm sorry, but I have some important business. Please just go back to all that.
So many people here, and the crowd is growing. Of course it is. I'm sure we'll get lots of attention everywhere we go.
Oh, God. This is going from bad to worse. Hey, you there. What's going on? Wait. This is just, I swear. Whatever it is, you're gonna have to come with me. Huh? Don't worry, son. Yeah, I'll take you someplace safe, okay? Yeah. No, thanks. Just get to the car. You're gonna be fine. Is this hell?
Alright, I'm just gonna stop the screenshots.
Is that you? What in the world are you doing in there? mysteriously connected to one another. And the path that brought those two worlds together. A path that was to be known as
The gate.
Oh, there's a few new charms and whatnot that I've now got to make. Let's see what there is. Alright, let's see if there's anything for the sharpness. At the moment, I just see a whole bunch of critical stuff, attacks, more critical stuff, little extra bits and pieces. Oh, there it is, Handicraft 1. That will increase what I've got to 2. It would then be increased to 4. If I was to have it at charm 3, it would be then sitting at 4, but I would lose 3 attack, which I don't mind. I would get that back in another way, critical wise. There's a lot of doubles now. Charms with double abilities, which you can't upgrade, which sucks. Wish you could. But yeah, no, there's nothing with the double for attack and handicraft, which sucks. Oh, I can almost get that. Just got to do the Street Fighter 5 ticket or Street Fighter 5 ticket 2 or ticket 3, which involves the raffle loss coin. That's not too bad. I've already got 2. Looks like that. Kind of cute, kind of works. Could be better. Pink Rathian Mystery. Poison duration up. Extends the duration of your poison's effect on monsters. Ooh. So you can do longer poison damage. They stay poisoned for a longer amount of time. I like. And then with Ryu, which is not too bad, Raffle Loss Mystery. Mind's Eye and Critical Element. Okay, what's Critical Element? Increases element damage such as fire, water, thunder, ice, and dragon when landing critical hits. Ooh. Rough Loss Mystery prevents attacks from being deflected. Also shortens the distance between ammo and arrows reach maximum power. Interesting, I'd have to try that out. Alright, well, let's work on getting the last ticket for you.
apple.
Put that there. Put that there. And I'm just going to work on those two. Why not? Alright, so now to quickly run through the arena. I went the wrong way. Gathering hub. That's the wrong one. Talk to you. Arena counter. Alright, let's see. Post a quest. What have we got? We've got arena. Arena 4. Don't need. Oh, I'm gonna need arena 6 for you. Which I'll spam off shortly. But we need the challenges. There's the 3, there's the 2, and there's the 1. And then there's that one. Alright, well I'm going to do this one. Why not? But I know he wasn't the one that I killed. Or was he? Yep. Awakening charm. Interesting. Alright, so you're for Ryu. And Ryu. Oh. Now, too bad you can't check what rewards you can get from this. But that's alright then. Alright, let's see how many people are in this server. No one but me. That's alright. That's perfectly fine. I don't need them anyway. Well, I don't need to worry about them anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a longsword. And might as well send off a flare while I'm at it. Ugh. Oh, that's right, I can't send off a flare. Alright, well let's try and do this on my own then. This is going to be very interesting. Now I feel like I need music for something so entertaining like this. At least just to keep up with the thrill. Ooh, that was close, but nice. Definitely doing better than what I did before when I last ended up fighting you, which is a good thing. Whoop, yep, nope. Yeah, no, sorry buddy. That's not gonna work this time. Oh, you do have knives that I can throw, and a few of them. Whoop. Alright, you want to stay that close to me? Oh, you got me with your tail. Nice job. I'm gonna try and put you to sleep. And might as well try and cut your tail off. Alright, what's the next one? Poison. Interesting. Where'd you go? Right there. Now, I'm not too sure how long that poison will last. Not long. Alright, I'm gonna not use that. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'm gonna need to worry about getting that. Ah. Damn. Now, if I'm not careful, now let's do some damage while I can. Probably help if I sharpened up the weapon, which I'm gonna go do now. Oh, you have no help from your Perico. That explains so much. That was a bad time. And so was that one. Now I love how many times you can go down, but also don't like it. I like it because it gives you more chances, but that's pretty much about it. Mate. Don't look at me like that. Oh. Ooh. Oh no. Ooh, you definitely became aggressive then. Now I don't know why my character has to look like Street Fighter, but okay. Now I really wish I had that sliding jaw. Oh yes. Now I've never really known you to do that yell thing twice. Ouch. Ooh, okay. That was nicely done by the creature. Alright, let's check, see if I have any messages. Nope. Alright, nothing too important.